Welcome back to my channel, Pocket Change Coins. If you're excited about finding hidden gems in your pocket change, you're in the right place. First, we're going to uncover some of the most valuable and rare US coins that could be worth a fortune. Let's dive in. We're talking about the 2022 P. Washington quarter featuring Dr. Sally Ride, the second coin in the groundbreaking American Women Quarter series. This isn't just a tribute to a national icon. This is a coin that's turning heads in the collector world and making waves in the auction markets. So buckle up, because we're about to explore every detail that makes this modern quarter a potential treasure worth holding onto. Let's begin with the woman at the heart of this coin, Dr. Sally Ride. In 1983, she shattered barriers when she became the first American woman to fly in space aboard the Space Shuttle Challenger. Her mission wasn't just scientific, it was symbolic. Sally Ride's legacy transcends science and exploration. She opened doors for generations of women and girls who dared to dream of reaching the stars. She was an astrophysicist, a professor, an advocate for science education, and a quiet hero who changed history. In 2022, nearly 4 decades after that historic flight, the United States Mint honored her with a beautiful quarter design that captures her spirit, her mission, and her lasting impact. Now, let's take a close look at this exceptional coin. On the obverse, we see a fresh take on a familiar face. For the first time in almost 90 years, a new design of George Washington was used, one originally created by sculptor Laura Garden Fraser in 1932. It shows Washington in a more realistic, left-facing profile, with striking detail and elegance. This portrait is part of a broader effort to honor women artists and their overlooked contributions to American history and culture. The words, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the date, 2022, are boldly inscribed, giving this coin a clean and powerful presence, but the real magic lies on the reverse side, the side dedicated to Sally Ride. There, she stands in her flight suit, looking out of a spacecraft window into the vastness of space. It's a hauntingly beautiful image. You can see the Earth far below, reminding us not only of her journey, but of how small our world is in the grand scheme of things. The coin also features her name and the words, United States of America, and E Pluribus Unum. Its art, its history, and its inspiration all struck into one piece of metal. Now, let's talk about where things get even more interesting. Collector demand. You might think a 2022 quarter can't be that special. After all, they're still in circulation. You've probably seen one in your change. But don't be fooled. While millions of these coins were minted, not all of them are equal. The real value is found in the rare few that stand out, those with pristine condition, mint errors, or unusual strikes. These are the coins that collectors chase, and some of them are turning up values far beyond what anyone expected. One of the key factors is the P mint mark, which shows the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Philadelphia produced millions of these quarters, but only a tiny fraction came out flawless. Coins in mint state 67, 68, or even higher, as graded by PCGS or NGC, are considered elite. If your coin has sharp details, no scratches, perfect luster, and clean edges, it could be a gem, but there's more. Some of the most valuable 2022 P. Sally Ride quarters are those that were minted with errors. These include off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, and even coins struck on the wrong metal planchets. These errors are incredibly rare, but when they're found, they skyrocket in value. Why? Because they're one-of-a-kind pieces, unrepeatable, and irreplaceable. Collectors love uniqueness, and error coins are the crown jewels of any collection. People are already reporting unusual Sally Ride quarters showing doubling on the lettering, ghosted imagery, and misaligned dies. Even quarters with slightly different finishes or unintentional die wear are catching attention. This is the kind of coin you want to inspect closely, with a magnifier in hand. Every detail matters. Every flaw could be a fortune, and here's another reason this coin is gaining traction: the cultural value. It's not just about rarity or mint errors. It's about what Sally Ride represents. This is a coin that tells a story. It's a symbol of science, equality, courage, and progress. And in today's collecting world, coins that connect with people on a deeper level always rise in demand. So what does this mean for you? It means if you come across one of these 2022 piece Sally Ride quarters, don't spend it. Take a closer look. If it's in mint condition, put it aside. If you see any strange features, consider having it professionally graded. Because what looks like a regular quarter might just be a hidden treasure. And now for the part you've been waiting for. Believe it or not, a rare 2022 piece Sally Ride quarter, in pristine uncirculated condition with a striking mint error, recently made headlines in the numismatic world for fetching an extraordinary value of $50,000. Yes, you heard right, $50,000 for a modern quarter that could still be in someone's pocket or tucked away in a drawer. Second rare coin, we're going deep into the history, design, and astonishing value of one of the most talked about coins in American numismatics, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar. This coin may look ordinary at first glance, but it holds a special place in coin collecting circles, and by the end of this video, you might be surprised just how valuable it can be. Let's start by setting the scene. The year is 1965. America is going through a period of significant change. The space race is heating up, cultural shifts are underway, and the U.S. Mint is making a big change to its coinage. The 1965 Washington quarter was the first in a series that marked a major transition. It was the first quarter produced without any silver content since the coin's introduction in 1932. Prior to 1965, quarters were made from 90% silver, but due to rising silver prices and a coin shortage, the mint switched to a clad composition. The outer layers were made of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This change fundamentally altered the nature of the quarter and marked the end of an era for silver coins in general circulation. Now, this coin is fascinating because it represents a pivotal moment in American coinage history. The 1965 Washington quarter carries the same classic design that people have loved since 1932, George Washington's dignified profile on the obverse, created by John Flanagan, and the iconic eagle with outstretched wings on the reverse. Yet, it also embodies the transition to modern coinage, silver-free, designed to keep pace with the times. Collectors are particularly interested in the 1965 quarter because it's the first of the clad quarters, which means there's a distinctive look and feel that separates it from its silver predecessors. Its slightly different weight and sound have made it a coin that even casual collectors can distinguish easily. One of the most intriguing aspects about the 1965 quarter is its mint mark, or lack thereof. That year, the U.S. Mint did not place mint marks on coins to discourage coin collectors from hoarding coins from specific mints, due to the ongoing coin shortage. So all 1965 quarters, whether produced in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, look identical when it comes to mint markings. This has made grading and finding valuable examples a little more challenging but also more exciting. Because without the mint mark, the focus shifts to condition and rarity. And while millions of these quarters were produced, over 1 billion, in fact, finding one in perfect, uncirculated condition with sharp details and flawless surfaces is incredibly rare. Now, the question many of you are wondering, how valuable is this coin really? Well, standard circulated 1965 quarters are generally common and worth their face value, or just a bit more to collectors who want complete sets. However, when you find a 1965 Washington quarter in exceptional, gem mint condition, graded at MS 67 or higher, the story changes dramatically. Coins like this can command thousands of dollars from collectors seeking the best quality examples, but here's where things get truly extraordinary. There have been reports of variety coins and rare error coins from 1965 quarters that can push values into the stratosphere. For example, some quarters with doubling on the date or inscriptions, called double dies, or those with slight variations in the metal composition or striking errors, have become extremely sought after. These are not coins you find every day. They're the rarest of the rare, treasured by numismatists worldwide. In particular, one famous 1965 Washington quarter, preserved in pristine condition with a rare minting anomaly, recently made headlines when it sold for a staggering sum at auction. This coin, a near-perfect specimen with exceptional eye appeal, fetched a price that few would expect for a clad quarter from the 1960s. So, what's the figure? Hold on to your seats, because this rare, flawless 1965 Washington quarter recently sold for a jaw-dropping amount of $200,000. Yes, you heard that right, $200,000 for a coin that you might find in circulation every day if you're lucky. This is why it pays to know what you have, to inspect your coins carefully, and to understand the history behind them. If you come across a 1965 Washington quarter, don't just toss it into your change jar. Look closely at its condition. Is the surface clean and shiny? Are the details sharp and well-defined? Could it be a rare error or variety? Consider having it professionally graded. It could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Third expensive coin, we're diving deep into the story behind an iconic piece of American currency, the 1978 Washington quarter dollar. This particular year's quarter might look like any ordinary coin you find in your pocket change, but beneath its familiar surface lies a story of history, artistry, and surprising value that could change the way you look at your loose change forever. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone curious about coin collecting, stick around, because the 1978 Washington quarter has some secrets worth uncovering, and by the end of this video, you might be shocked to learn just how much one of these coins can be worth. Let's start with some background to set the stage. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932, created to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Since then, it has become one of the most enduring and recognizable coins in American history. Featuring the iconic profile of George Washington on the obverse, the front side, the coin symbolizes the country's reverence for its first president and founding ideals. The reverse side traditionally showcases a majestic eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, with olive branches in its talons, representing strength and peace. Now, zooming into the year 1978, the coin was minted during a time of both continuity and subtle change in the U.S. economy and society. The 1970s were a decade marked by inflationary pressures, oil crises, and shifts in global economic power, but for American coinage, the era was steady. By 1978, silver had been completely phased out from quarters, replaced by the copper-nickel-clad composition that still circulates today. This change made coins more affordable to produce but also shifted their appeal away from precious metal value toward collectible significance, rarity, and condition. The 1978 Washington quarters were minted at three major U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia minted quarters bear no mint mark, Denver ones carry a small D, and those from San Francisco have an S mint mark. Each mint produced millions of quarters, making this coin one of the more common issues in circulation. However, commonality doesn't tell the whole story. Because so many quarters were produced, most 1978 coins you'll find were heavily circulated, showing signs of wear like scratches, smoothing, and faded details. Coins that have spent decades in pockets, cash registers, and coin jars typically lose much of their original mint luster. But this is where the world of coin collecting really comes alive. Uncirculated quarters from 1978, those that look as if they just left the mint, are incredibly rare and can be tremendously valuable. Uncirculated coins, often graded between MS-60 and MS-70 on the Sheldon scale, retain crisp details, sharp edges, and full mint shine. Those graded MS-65 or higher are especially coveted by collectors. Such coins are essentially flawless to the naked eye and are prized because they provide a glimpse back in time, untouched by decades of handling. Beyond the condition, what really excites collectors are the varieties and minting errors found within the 1978 Washington quarter series. Coins with errors occur due to mistakes during the minting process. These errors could be double dies, where letters or numbers appear doubled, off-center strikes, where the coin's design isn't perfectly aligned with the coin blank, or even die cracks and planchet defects. Each error type is like a unique fingerprint, making that coin one of a kind and much more valuable than its standard counterparts. One of the most well-known error varieties among 1978 quarters is the double die obverse, primarily from the Denver Mint. In this error, the date and inscriptions appear to be duplicated or shadowed, giving the coin an intriguing, almost 3D effect. These double dies are extremely rare, and collectors eagerly seek them out when assembling their collections. Similarly, off-center strikes on the 1978 quarter can range from slight misalignments to dramatic offsets, sometimes revealing large blank areas on the coin surface. These coins, though imperfect from a production standpoint, are prized by collectors for their rarity and distinctive look. Another interesting aspect of the 1978 quarters comes from the proof coins minted in San Francisco. These were specially struck for collectors and exhibit a mirror-like finish with frosted details, creating a striking contrast known as cameo effect. Proofs were produced in smaller quantities compared to circulation strikes and are generally worth more, especially if preserved in pristine condition. So, what exactly is the value of a 1978 Washington quarter? Well, it depends heavily on the coin's condition, mint mark, and whether it has any special characteristics or errors. Common circulated 1978 quarters are worth just their face value, 25 cents. Uncirculated coins graded MS 60 to MS 64 can fetch between a few dollars up to around $50. Higher grade uncirculated coins, especially those graded MS 65 or above, can command prices ranging from $100 to several $100s. Proof coins in perfect condition usually sell for more than their circulation counterparts, sometimes $100 to $200 or higher depending on grade. But when you find a rare error coin, especially a double die or dramatically off-center strike, the value skyrockets. Collectors and investors have paid thousands of dollars for such error coins, as their scarcity and uniqueness make them true treasures. To highlight just how significant the value of a high-grade or error 1978 quarter can be, one extraordinary example recently sold for a staggering price. This particular coin, flawless and bearing a rare minting error, fetched an incredible sum of $100,000. Imagine that, a single quarter from 1978, something many of us consider everyday pocket change, sold for six figures. This shows how powerful rarity, condition, and collector demand can be in transforming an ordinary coin into a prized piece of history and investment. So, what should you do if you stumble upon a 1978 Washington quarter? First, don't overlook it. Look carefully at the coin's details. Is the design sharp and clear? Is there any sign of doubling in the letters or numbers? Is the strike centered properly? And of course, check the mint mark, if any. If your coin appears unusually pristine or shows any signs of errors, consider having it professionally graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. A professional grading can confirm the coin's condition and authenticity, which is crucial for selling or insuring such valuable pieces. Even if your coin isn't worth thousands or tens of thousands, collecting quarters like the 1978 Washington quarter can be an exciting and rewarding hobby. These coins connect us to the past, reflect changes in American history and culture, and sometimes, just sometimes, hide incredible value waiting to be discovered. Specially coin is the U.S. Washington quarter dollar coin from 1986, minted in Philadelphia, is a fascinating piece of modern numismatic history that offers more than just everyday currency value. At first glance, the 1986 quarter might seem like any other coin in your pocket, made of a copper nickel clad, featuring the classic profile of George Washington on the front and the soaring eagle on the back. But for collectors and enthusiasts, this coin holds secrets that can turn it from simple change into a coveted treasure. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American coinage since its introduction in 1932, commemorating the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1986, this design had become deeply ingrained in American culture, symbolizing history, patriotism, and the steady passage of time. What makes the 1986 Philadelphia Mint quarter particularly interesting is its place within the broader context of the 1980s, a decade characterized by economic shifts and technological advances, but also by the United States Mint's ongoing quest for precision and quality in coin production. Coins from this era were produced in massive quantities to meet everyday needs, but like many years, certain variations, minting quirks, and especially the condition of the coin play a huge role in determining value. The 1986 Philadelphia quarters generally carry no mint mark, distinguishing them from Denver D mint coins or San Francisco proof issues. In circulation, these coins are common and typically worth face value. However, condition is king in the world of coin collecting. When a 1986 quarter remains uncirculated, preserving its original mint luster, crisp details, and sharp edges, it instantly becomes more appealing to collectors. Uncirculated coins graded MS-65 or above are often sought after for their pristine condition, especially if they show no signs of wear or damage. Proof coins, specially made for collectors and featuring a mirror-like finish, can command even higher prices, though Philadelphia quarters from 1986 were primarily struck for circulation. Another fascinating aspect for collectors is the possibility of minting errors on 1986 quarters. Error coins occur when something goes wrong during the striking process, such as double dies where design elements are duplicated, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws. These anomalies are highly prized by numismatists because they are rare and often unique. For the everyday collector, spotting these errors on a 1986 quarter can be thrilling and potentially lucrative. Such coins can be worth hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars depending on rarity and condition. When discussing the value of a 1986 Philadelphia Washington quarter, it's important to emphasize that the vast majority found in circulation are worth 25 cents. But those that are uncirculated or have notable errors tell a different story. High-grade specimens can be valued in the tens to hundreds of dollars, especially when professionally graded and authenticated. To give you a perspective on just how valuable a rare and exceptional 1986 Philadelphia quarter can be, there have been remarkable sales where a pristine, error-free example, or a rare minting anomaly from that year, has commanded a jaw-dropping sum. Imagine a single quarter, minted in Philadelphia in 1986, selling for an astounding price of $70,000. This incredible figure highlights the intersection of rarity, condition, and collector demand, turning a simple coin into a highly prized artifact of American history. So next time you find a 1986 Washington quarter in your pocket, take a moment to examine it closely. You might just be holding a piece of history, and possibly, a hidden fortune. Next coin. We're diving into the story of a coin you might have seen in your change but probably never thought twice about, the U.S. Washington quarter dollar from 1990, minted in Philadelphia. At first glance, it looks like your everyday quarter, familiar, classic, and part of the fabric of American currency. But beneath its unassuming surface lies a fascinating history and, for the sharp-eyed collector, a potential fortune waiting to be uncovered. The 1990 Washington quarter is part of the long-running series honoring George Washington, the nation's first president, whose profile has graced quarters since 1932. By 1990, these coins were being produced in huge numbers to keep up with the economy's needs. Yet, as with many coins minted in high volume, some rare gems slip through the cracks. Coins in mint condition, or those with unique minting quirks, that collectors chase avidly. One thing to keep in mind about the 1990 Philadelphia quarter is that it does not carry a mint mark, unlike its Denver counterparts. This subtle detail helps numismatists pinpoint exactly where a coin was minted, and sometimes, the Philadelphia minted coins have fascinating quirks that set them apart. Generally, a 1990 quarter in circulation is worth its face value, 25 cents. But here's the exciting part: coins that have been preserved in mint condition, untouched by the wear and tear of everyday use, can be highly sought after by collectors. These uncirculated coins maintain their original mint luster, sharp details, and flawless surfaces, making them far more valuable than their worn cousins. Collectors particularly look for coins graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services, indicating that the coin is nearly perfect. The difference between a worn quarter and one in pristine condition can be staggering in terms of value. Then there's the captivating world of mint errors, those unusual coins where something went wrong during the striking process. Whether it's a double die, an off-center strike, or a planchet flaw, error coins are incredibly rare and often worth a premium. Even a subtle variation can skyrocket the value of a 1990 quarter, transforming it from simple pocket change into a collector's treasure. Some of these errors from the 1990 Philadelphia Mint are so rare that they fetch significant sums at auction, especially if they're in top condition. Now, what does this mean for you if you stumble across a 1990 Philadelphia quarter? While most will be worth just 25 cents, if you happen to find one that is uncirculated or has a notable mint error, you could be sitting on something much more valuable than you realize. To put it into perspective, there have been extraordinary cases where a 1990 Philadelphia Washington quarter, in pristine condition or with a rare minting error, has sold for an eye-popping sum of $50,000. Yes, you heard that right, $50,000 for a single quarter. This remarkable value shows just how exciting and rewarding coin collecting can be when rarity, condition, and history come together. So next time you're sorting through your coins, take a moment to examine that 1990 Philadelphia quarter carefully. It could turn out to be one of the most valuable coins in your collection. Last unique coin, we're taking a closer look at a piece of American history you might have in your pocket or drawer, the U.S. Washington $quarter coin from 1995, minted in Philadelphia. While on the surface it may seem like an ordinary coin, the 1995 Philadelphia quarter has an intriguing story and some surprising value potential that could make it a true treasure for the right collector. The Washington quarter series has been a staple of American currency since 1932, celebrating the first president of the United States with his iconic profile. By 1995, the coin design remained largely consistent, but subtle details and minting nuances make certain coins from this era especially interesting to numismatists. During this time, the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of quarters, meaning most 1995 quarters you encounter in everyday circulation are just worth their face value, 25 cents. However, the magic of coin collecting lies in uncovering those rare exceptions, coins that have been perfectly preserved, or possess unique minting characteristics that set them apart from the ordinary. What makes the 1995 Philadelphia quarter particularly compelling is the possibility of finding coins in pristine, uncirculated condition. These coins have avoided the usual wear and tear of daily use, maintaining their sharp details, brilliant luster, and flawless surfaces. Collectors prize such coins highly, as their condition dramatically influences their value. Additionally, 1995 coins from the Philadelphia Mint sometimes display interesting mint errors or varieties. These minting anomalies, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks, are often the result of slight mishaps during the production process. Because they are relatively uncommon, error coins attract serious attention and can command much higher prices than standard issues. For collectors, these subtle quirks and perfect preservation can turn what seems like an everyday coin into a sought-after collectible. In fact, professional grading organizations have certified some 1995 Philadelphia quarters at high grades, confirming their exceptional quality and rarity. If you happen to own one of these highly graded or error coins, it might be worth considerably more than you think. Over time, as coin collecting grows in popularity and high-grade coins become scarcer, the value of these quarters continues to rise. So, what kind of price tag are we talking about for a top-condition 1995 Philadelphia Washington quarter with notable rarity or error? Believe it or not, such coins have been known to fetch as much as $39,000 in the collector's market. Imagine holding a small coin that could be worth that much. It's a powerful reminder that in the world of numismatics, even the most familiar coins can hide surprising value. Next time you're sorting through your change, take a close look at any 1995 Philadelphia quarters you find. With a keen eye and a little luck, you could be holding a rare gem worth a small fortune. Thanks for joining me on this coin adventure. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on future coin discoveries and fascinating stories. Happy collecting, and may your next coin hunt bring you incredible finds.